Good friend Dan Soria here. You know, it is fall season, fairs are open. Who wants some Gapple Crisp? Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Intervention 302. I got my good friend Dan here. He's always been one of my best friends. If there's ever a guy to give me a bad influence and make me do something stupid,
that's me.
Yeah, I'm sure we all have that guy. So tonight, I wanted to, like I said earlier, shoot a video. We're going to swap the fuel over. I get a lot of questions on how do you pump the tank empty. I'll show you a little bit about changing the pulley, changing the belt. This is a, that's the Gates HD green belt. The pulley that I'm putting on the car is a 3.0 Grip Tech with the Gates RPM. It's like a black Kevlar belt. We'll put the belt, we'll put the pulley on, but first we're going to go ahead and try to empty the tank out. I got a trick. What we're going to do is pull the pump, pull the power to the pump, try to start the car, and we'll get rid of all the fuel that's in the line. So that way when we pop the line, it doesn't completely spit fuel everywhere. All right, yeah, so this is the lead line to the two fuel pumps. They're Walbro 465s. So we're just going to undo that. And then we'll try to start the car. I doubt it's going to start, but at least it will try to burn up the fuel that's in the lines. I'm probably going to throw a check engine light even if it starts. All right, so hopefully it's going to spit at us a little bit less when we pop that fuel line off, but I guess we'll find out. All right, so basically we just got the fuel rail pressure regulator right there. We got this release tool. We're gonna release the feed line. This feeds the rail, which then goes behind the blower to get to this rail. We have a tool. We're gonna disconnect the feed to the rail. It's probably gonna squirt fuel at us a little bit, but we'll open it up. Hopefully it doesn't. As we get showered in fuel here. My quick disconnect's not very quick. Oh, here it goes. Actually didn't have that much fuel. So I'll grab the can. Alright, so basically when we got that feed line off, got the tank right here. We're just gonna pump the feed line, put the pumps back on, and it's just gonna completely pump the tank empty real quick. Alright, so like I said, in theory, we're gonna prime the pumps and it should start pumping fuel. So we're pumping the fuel now. Actually, it's like a garden hose basically. Wow, there's actually less in the tank than I thought. We're gonna let it run for just a little minute. You can see it's kind of getting a little bit of air, but I want to get as much of this 93 out of the car as possible. So we'll just run this until it's getting some air pockets and they'll be completely empty. So we are about 4 gallons in there. Still actually pumping out pretty good. There's just a little bit of air pockets in there, so there's probably about a gallon left in the tank, maybe, be my guess, or a gallon and a half. I'm not gonna try to burn my fuel pumps up, but it's a pretty cold night, so I know they're not getting too hot here. But I actually might have to turn it off and get the second tub, but car is just about empty. So the car actually doesn't have a flex fuel sensor. You know, there's no knock sensor on the car, so I don't really like to mix the fuels. I like to just go 100% E90 and not have to worry about ever mixing it or testing the, you know, ethanol content. I just think this is the easiest way. So let me see. It's just about a trickle now, so I'm gonna call that good enough. We'll go ahead, shut the pumps off, and go ahead and reattach the fuel line. All right, so like I said, we got the Ignite E90 here. This stuff is $10 a gallon. It's not cheap, but I don't have any pump E85 in my area at all. It's 60 miles to go get some. Then you got to measure the content. You don't have to do anything with this. You just pump it and use it, and it smells delicious. And I've not confirmed this myself, but what they tell me, and it has been confirmed on some Supra and GTR forums, This stuff, compared to your standard pump gas or pump E85, you'll be making 2 to 3% more power, just with no tune change, which doesn't sound like a lot, but hey, it's 30 wheel, and we'll see if we can get this without spilling on the car. Gonna take forever, but it's worth it. Good friend Dan Soria here. You know, it is fall season, fairs are open. Who wants some Gapple Crisp? So we got about 15 gallons in the tank. Again, this stuff does cost like 10 bucks a gallon. It is expensive, but it makes the same power as, you know, C16 almost, or the same. And detonation is basically impossible on this fuel. It's got an octane 114, has a real big cooling effect from the alcohol content. So you can increase the boost and a bunch of timing with how this is set up. So I'm definitely excited, and I think it sounds just about full because we only got about a half a gallon left in here. So that's 14 and a half gallons in the tank. So now we're just gonna change the pulley, change the belt, change the tune, and go scare ourselves on the highway. Because I haven't driven this in a long time at this power. So on the belt, you want to make sure that you loosen it first, because don't make the mistake like I always do and forget to loosen these up first. So belt's loose, or pulley's loose. Got our handy dandy pulley tool, which now with the bigger tank is not fun to take the belt off the car, but it's not the end of the world. See how much of a fool I make out of myself changing it. Luckily I can edit it out to not look like an idiot. So you just come down in here, get it in here first. Luckily it's not 100 degrees in here anymore. So that's in. Take it off. Then you have to get the belt out of the pulley bridge area. And it should come right off, other than the alternator, which you have to scrape your knuckles every time. That's it. Actually wasn't too bad. Take the 3.25 off and we'll get the 3-inch on. All right. Alright, so this is the first hit on this tune in quite some time. Actually, it's not a cop, it's not. Yeah, it pulls up top pretty good.